I just got done doing my first ever improv class in my entire life, and it was amazing. But it has some history that I need to tell you about. So I've wanted to do improv for a while, and I just did the first one tonight. And I loved the class. I thought it was great. But I tried to do improv before this year. I tried to do it in the summer, and I signed up to do it an hour and a half away in a big city. I signed up to do it in Madison, and I signed up. I drove down the day of, and sorry, I'm gonna get on the highway here. I just got done with the class, so I'm just kind of excited. But I do have to keep out for my safety instead of telling you the story, so I have to do that. Anyways, so I wonder if it's illegal to drive with this. You always hear like it's illegal to drive with the light on, but I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out. I'm gonna keep it on though. Getting off topic, but anyways, I wanted to do improv this summer, and there was a perfect place to do improv in Madison. It was highly rated, everything like that. So I drive down there. It's an hour and a half, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be great. It goes for 5 weeks. It's in the summer, perfect. So I show up to Madison and I park, and I'm a little bit late, but I walk in, and the person behind the desk, they have a mask on, right? And this is this summer, so this is 2023. And I'm like, okay, that's a little weird, but it's Madison. It's a hippie town. It's a college town. Whatever. And I walk in. I paid $200 for this, by the way. I don't know if I said that. And I walk in, and I'm like, hey, I'm signed up for the class, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. Can we see your vaccination card before you participate in the class? And I'm like, vaccination card? It's 2023. So I tell him, like, I don't have a vaccination card, because I live in a small town. I had to drive an hour and a half away. I live in the Midwest, okay? Things are different out here. If you live in LA, I'm sure that's required, but we lived very differently in 2020 than a lot of other people. But anyway, besides the point, I don't want to get into that. I tell them, like, hey, I don't have a vaccination card. I didn't know this was a thing that they required. And she's like, just wait one moment. So she goes into the back of the wherever, and this guy comes out, and he's the teacher of the class, and he has no idea what I told the girl and everything like that I didn't have a card or anything. So he's talking to me, I'm talking, and I kind of understand the situation. They're probably not going to let me participate in this improv class. So knowing that information, the guy's talking to me, he has no idea that I don't have a card, and I didn't tell the girl. He's like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, hey, how's it going? And he's like, yeah, we're teaching the class. And I kind of play dumb. I kind of play innocent. I'm like, yeah, I signed up, paid $200, drove an hour and a half away from blankety blank town, which I'm not going to tell you. He's like, oh yeah, I kind of tell him, I'm truthful. I'm like, yeah, she was saying something about a vaccination card, and I didn't have one, and blah blah blah, and I'm not trying to guilt trip him, but I'm trying to guilt trip him. And then she comes back, and I'm just talking to the guy, shooting the shit, whatever. And she's like, oh, unfortunately, we're gonna have to refund your purchase because we don't allow people without cards to come, and you should have known that. And I'm kind of like playing dumb. I'm like, oh, okay, I understand. I know you guys should have, or I know I should have checked the rules or the website beforehand, even though they definitely didn't say anything about that. And so I leave, and that was this summer. So I'm like, dang, I wanted to do an improv class. Turns out there's a town closer to me. There's an improv they do in the winter. So I signed up for that, and this is where the video is going. That was just a side story, but this is where the video is actually going. If I can just get on the highway here. I hope I don't get pulled over for this. That would be actually embarrassing, but you get good content, okay? So I just did my first improv class, and it was very liberating. I don't know how to say it, but if you've ever done improv, I just did it, so I don't really know what's going on at all, but I just did it. And the thing you got to know is, like, like we play like these games, right? Like you point to someone and you say cat, and they have to point to somebody else and say bear. Like it's too hard to explain, but the games are like I'll just say a game we did. We did a game where one person would go out of the room and the group would vote to be like, okay, we're gonna make them lie on the floor and roll over, right? And they would have to come back in the room. The only way they know what to do is if you clap. Like, so if they start sitting down, you clap, but if they stand up, you don't clap. So the more clapping you do, the like Marco Polo, like the hotter, warmer. And every time, I was the first guy to go actually. And for mine, it's like, I got up on stage and I was a little bit nervous, right? But, you know, they said go, and I started walking around and doing things and stuff like that. And, you know, I'll like go this way and nobody will clap. And then I'll go this way and everybody will clap. And then I like stop. And I have to like think about it, you know? And then the teacher of the session, he's like, no, just don't think about it. Just go. Just go and do stuff. But before I went out of the room, I'm like, okay, I have a game plan. I know what to do. I'm going to do this. Once I got on stage, everything fell apart. It's like he explained it pretty good. The teacher's like, you use your adult brain every day to solve problems, but you need to use your kid brain to do things, you know? I'll be honest, it's very hard for me to articulate just what happened. It's my first improv class. I'm kind of just making this video because I want to upload on this channel every single night, because I'm going to try to deliver DoorDash every night, because this is the daily delivery driver diary, or whatever I call this channel. I don't even know. But all I wanted to say was improv was great. It changed my mindset. Well, my Sigma grinds, I don't know. I just thought it was great. I thought it was a great class. I can't wait to go back next week. And yeah, I wanted to make a video, and I thought improv was great. So this was my first improv experience. And you also got a story about me not being, you know, vaccinated, which some people might not like, but I just want to put videos out. So all right, thanks for watching. My check engine's lighted. My check engine light's on right now, so maybe that's not good, but I should probably turn this off before I crash. So bye.